Welcome to Free Handling Made AU, my autistic life. My name's Nisi. This is my channel. Autism segment video. Yes, I need to do another one of those. I did a video, and I'll link the original link to that video in the description of this one on executive functioning. Because it's executive functioning is very huge if you're autistic. Let me rephrase that. The lack of executive functioning is huge with those of us adults, even children with autism, because when you're a child, hopefully your parents are teaching you how to do chores and how to practice good hygiene, how to cook, how to clean, how to do laundry, things like that. I've come a long way in my executive functioning issues that I have. My surgery definitely made things hard on me because I wasn't able to do anything while I was healing. And so I had 8 weeks of no housework that got done at all. Hubby didn't do housework because he works 15-hour shifts, and he comes home, he takes a nap, about maybe a 3-hour nap, wakes up, eats dinner, helped with Zayden, and then went back to sleep. So you can imagine how messy this cabin was. Upper level and lower level. Well, I'm happy to say I got the upper level under control and nice and clean. Last week, later last week, I got it completely finished. The lower level, however, looks like a freaking hurricane hit it. It's horrible down there, and I'll be starting on that next week. Here's the problem I have with my executive functioning. When things get behind, I get so overwhelmed at the amount of work that needs to be done that I get paralyzed. And I talked about situational paralyzation, or not paralyzation, situational paralysis. I talked a whole segment about that. It was either not last week, the week before. And you'll find that in the autism education playlist. And it's a very real thing. And it definitely happens to me when things get behind and all I see is mess and all the stuff I need to do. And then I'm just like, I don't know where to start. It's not that I don't know where to start. It's just there's so many places to start. And it gets overwhelming because I can't get my brain to stop thinking about everything as a whole that I need to do. And I get paralysis. But I was able to combat that, and I got the house caught up. And then I noticed, because I was cleaning so much, I noticed my husband started to pitch in certain areas, and that helped me. That gave me encouragement. I'm like, because that I felt like a little bit of an extra load was taken off my shoulders. So, but even with that success, and I celebrated that success, by the way. I sat back and I just enjoyed seeing the house, at least the upper level anyway, back under control. I fight a lot of things mentally, a lot. Even on the YouTube side and on the social media side. When I come to your live streams, I can be consistent sometimes, and then I can be inconsistent. There are times when I might come in your live stream and I try to say hi. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm in a mental space where I can't say hi. But I want to support you, so I'm like, okay, it's just, I can't people today, but I want to support this person. And so I'll pull up the live, I'll hit the like button, and I'll let it play, and I'll listen. And I hate that I'm like that, but it's almost like I can't, sometimes I can control it and I can get over that hump, and I can type, I can use the keyboard and I can say hi. But then there's times when I can't. It's like my brain and my physical part of my body don't cooperate. Um, and there are just times when I can't deal with, I just can't communicate. Um, and I never know when that moment's going to hit me. And I think that's one of the reasons why I have a hard time maintaining friendships is because um, I don't think people understand why their friends go MIA like that sometimes. So what I try to do is I try not to think about the number of friends I have. I try to keep my mind on the quality of the friends that I have, because the people that understand why I'm like the way I am and they still want to be in my life and they still want to be able to communicate with me when I'm able to, and they show me encouragement, and they're still by my side. I think those are the people I want to really really work on spending my time with, because I don't want to have to mask and be something I'm not just to please somebody else, to make sure they still like me. Um, because that's not a friend, right? A true friend will accept you for who you are, all your bad, good, and ugly, right? Um, and not try to make you something you're not. Now, I understand that there's some typical unwritten social rules that we as a society, it would benefit us to follow. And I'm trying to teach my son what those are. But there's some that I don't understand. Um, yeah, there's some that I don't understand. Anyway, and so the ones that I do know of, my husband and I have tried to teach my son what those are, and and let him know it's not that you're masking, it's just you're being polite in a social setting, um, and in a way showing respect for other people, kind of situation. So we've been trying to do that, and uh, I didn't go to my guild meeting yesterday because honestly, I just felt horrible. I wasn't feeling well, and I was in pain. Um, I was really tired, and honestly, I think the visit that we had from his, actually, I know, not I think, I know the visit that we had from my father-in-law here and his stepbrother and his stepbrother's daughter, frankly, it wore me out. It did. And getting caught up with the cabin wore me out. And I think honestly, I just wanted to stay home with my boy and hang out and crochet and watch him play his Minecraft. And he'd come over with his little uh, Nintendo DS and he would show me his Minecraft and show me what he's been building and show me his pets and whatnot. It was just a day I just didn't feel like going anywhere. And next Friday I'm not going to be able to go to the guild meeting because of his surgery. So I won't see those ladies again um, until the 23rd. But that's okay. It's okay. Um, I'll see him on the 23rd. Um, and we didn't go to church last Sunday, and I can't remember why. It was something. There was some reason why we couldn't go. I can't remember why. Oh, I know why. I know why. It was Labor Day weekend, and I was preparing the cabin for father-in-law and stepbrother to come visit. That's what it was. And there was a lot of work that needed to get done before his father-in-law stepped foot on this property. Um, so we were busy doing that. That's why we didn't go to church. But I did watch through the Facebook Live. I did watch church through Facebook Live. So I did attend. I just wasn't there in person. And I'm looking forward to going to church tomorrow because we didn't get to go last week. Um, so my in-person social calendar took a hit, but it's okay. I'll make it to church tomorrow, and then Friday I'll miss the guild because of his surgery. But then, of course, we will plan to go to just still go to church on Sundays. Hopefully, he'll be feeling okay. If he's not feeling okay, then we'll miss next Sunday because he'll be recuperating from his oral surgery. So we'll see. We'll play it by ear. But yeah, mental health is important, and when you feel like you just can't be around people, it's okay not to be around people if you're not feeling it. I'm learning not to force myself to do things all the time. There are times when I will force myself to do something, and then I'm glad I did. But it just depends on where I'm at and if I feel like I'm capable. And sometimes you just need a day just to rest and to chill out. Oh, and communication. I'm really good at communicating if someone is talking about something that's within my special interest. And I can carry on a conversation all day long with you if we're talking about something that's my special interest. And when someone is talking to me about something that's not my special interest, I do find that difficult two ways. First, I find it difficult not to interrupt and say something that has nothing to do with the conversation, which happens a lot, especially with my husband, and it aggravates him. But you know what? He does the same thing to me. Honestly, y'all, my husband's autistic. He refuses to get assessed. He doesn't see the point. He just says, I have issues. And I'm like, well, it's sometimes good to define what those issues are. And he's like, I don't need to define it. I know I have issues. He's autistic, y'all. I'm telling you, he is. Anyway, I'll be talking about something and he'll say something completely random that has nothing to do with the conversation. And then he speaks in mid-sentence and expects me to know what he's talking about. And I'm like, what? And my eyebrows go together. I get frustrated. So we do that to each other a lot. But anyway, and I've been really working hard about not doing that. Sometimes I'm working so hard on not doing that someone will be talking about me, about whatever they're talking about, and I'm hearing their voice, but I can't tell you what they said to me because I'm so busy concentrating on not interrupting them. Another thing I have a problem with is a lot of times too, especially if I'm hyper focused. Either I'm hyper focused on something, doing something, and someone's actually trying to just walks up and starts talking to me. I can't handle that because I'm so hyper focused. You're talking to me. I may hear your voice, but you're coming across like Charlie Brown's teacher. Wah, 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 wah. Your voice, the words you're saying are not forming in my head because my mind is concentrating on what I'm working on. I really hate when people come up to me and start talking to me when I'm in the middle of doing something. Because one, you're interrupting me, and then two, I didn't hear one word you just said. And now I have to stop what I'm doing, and I have to look at you and say, okay, now repeat everything you just said to me because I didn't understand one word you just said. I find it really aggravating. If you see I'm doing something, wait till I'm done and then come up to me. Anyway. Don't know what the solution for that is. I've tried, if you need me, come up to me and say, hey, when you get done with that, can you come see me? Or when you get done with that, let me know. I have something I need to ask. Sometimes when my husband does that, I can say, oh, well, hang on 1 second. I can pause what I'm doing and I could turn and say, okay, go ahead and ask me, what is it you need? Or sometimes I'll say, okay, well, I'll let you know when I'm done. I don't want to stop right now. um, then there are times, and this is really crazy, where I'm not doing anything and you can be having a conversation with me and we could be face to face and you're having to repeat yourself to me. And it's not because I'm purposely not listening. Physically, your words are not forming in my brain. And even though I was trying to listen to you, I did not hear the words. The words did not formulate. It's really weird. And it happens to me a lot when I'm at church. And I kind of just, I kind of like do the head nod because I don't know the person very well. And so I don't want to be embarrassed. So I just pretend like I understood what they said. And I just pray that they don't ask me a question based on what they said. But now that, since we've moved here, I'm making an effort not to do that. And if I find that that's happening, I'm trying to be okay with saying, I am so sorry to interrupt you. And I'm trying to listen to what you're saying to me. But for whatever reason, I just did not hear what you just said. Can you repeat it for me again? And a lot of times, especially if the person doesn't know me, they don't understand why. They're not, you know what I'm saying? They're like, why? They don't understand why. It's something that physically happens in my brain. And apparently it's an autism trait. Um, it's kind of embarrassing, but it's not something I can control. All I can do is try to manage it. And the only way to manage it is when I realize it's happening, is to stop the person and have them rewind and go back and retell me what they were saying. I don't know what else to do about that. So these are things that cause me anxiety and why I don't like to be around people a lot, because I do have this happen a lot, and people get frustrated with you when they have to repeat themselves to you a lot. They do. They get frustrated because they're like, what, are you not listening to me? What's your problem? You know what I mean? And I feel like, you know, there are times when I'm like, God, do I have to wear a sign that says, hi, I'm autistic? You might have to repeat yourself. But it's kind of true. I'm autistic and you might have to repeat yourself a lot to me. Also, a thing that I struggle really bad with is if someone's talking to me and it's not within my special interest, literally, I just zone out into la la land somewhere. And I wait for the noise to stop to know that the conversation's over. And I'm just standing there like a wallflower, looking like I'm present, but mentally, I'm not there. Nobody's home. And it's really embarrassing when someone catches you in la la land and says, Nisi, hello, is anybody home? Did you hear what I said? And that's really embarrassing when that happens. And then I have to sit there and be like, I zoned out. I'm sorry. What did you say? And people get frustrated with that. They do. They do. And I don't blame them for getting frustrated. I get frustrated because I do that. I don't know how to explain it. It's something I struggle with. Yeah. And, you know, now that I'm trying to get out there a little bit more, I'm trying to work on those things. And it's hard. I didn't realize how much I zoned out, but I do. I zone out a lot on people. A lot. A lot, a lot. Another thing I struggle with is they say, you know, you should strike up conversation. Well, not everybody wants to talk about crochet and yarn or dolls or the Dallas Cowboys. So I end up not striking up conversation because I don't know what to talk about. I'm like, well, I'm not a small chat person. Like, I don't want to, I'm not going to come up to be like, hey, so what do you think about this weather? I'm not that person. I want to have deep conversations. Um, I find it easier for me to sit back and just observe and listen and just kind of be there without kind of being there. Does that make sense? I'm there, but I'm not really there. But that's an issue because that's what keeps me from connecting with people. So, these are the things that I'm dealing with when it comes to the social aspect of my life. And yes, staying home is more comfortable for me because I don't have to do all that and then come home and feel exhausted and tired. But part of my faith in being a believer of Jesus Christ, a follower of Jesus Christ. I don't like use the word I'm a Christian because the word Christian can mean a lot of different things. And it's kind of a more of a religion type term to me in my mind. And my faith is not a bunch of rules that I follow and a bunch of rituals that I follow in a church building. My faith is a very spiritual filled, very personal relationship with my creator, the one that created me. Um, so, and, and his son. So I like to say I'm a follower of Jesus Christ, not a Christian. And some people are against my way of thinking and some people are fine with it. Um, it's 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 me. It's how I am. Take it, leave it, whatever. Um, so no, I do not identify with the term Christian. I'm a follower of Christ, born again, raised from the dead, created a new man within my soul. Um, and I strive to be. I fall short a lot, but I strive to be that example that Jesus Christ gave for all of us to follow. I strive to be like him as much as I can. Anyway, it's a very personal, intimate, spiritual relationship that I have with my creator. And so part of that is, and it's biblical, is connecting with people, being that light. And that part of my spirituality I struggle with because in my faith I struggle with that. And God knows because he knows. I've prayed about it and the last several Sundays fellowship has been touched upon by the pastor's sermon. And my husband and I were sitting not last Sunday, but the Sunday before. My husband and I were nudging each other. He was looking at me and laughing because the sermon pertained a lot to me. So these are things that I struggle with. So, yeah, the whole communication, receiving the input is a huge challenge for me. And then my output, appropriate output of communication is difficult for me. I've improved, I think, a lot in the last couple of years, but there's a lot more work to do. And you know, it's a balancing act because we need to be ourselves, whatever, whether if you have a diagnosis or not. We need to be able to be ourselves, but at the same time, we also need to show um, just show a certain level of respect for others, I guess you could say. And there's a way to be around people you don't agree with without being disagreeable. Does that make sense? Anyway, it's a balancing act. It really is. And um, I have that kind of all or nothing mind frame, the whole black and white, no gray area mind frame as well. And it just muddy things up a lot for me, and it makes things very difficult. And I struggled so much as a child and as a young as a young person in high school, and I struggled all. I had the worst, I had the most chaotic, fast-paced, destructive lifestyle when I was a young adult that, you know, I made it. I'm thank goodness I made my way out of all that mess in one piece. Uh, Semi one piece. I'm not gonna say I'm not broken from some of the choices I made, and I lived through some pretty harsh consequences. Um, and definitely have some mental and emotional scars from some of the choices I made in my life. But I got through most of that, and now I'm 48, and I just, you come to a point in your life at some point, and it's not the same point for everyone. Some get this before others, some get this way after they're 48. But there comes a point in your life where you sit back and you're just like, I just want to enjoy whatever life I have left on this earth. I just want to enjoy it. I just want my life to be peaceful and calm. I just want peace and calmness around me. And I just want to enjoy as much of it as I can when I can. And I've reached that point. And when you reach that point, people, this whole coexist, tolerance, woke mind frame that's going on, I find all of that very confusing. Because just because you don't want to participate in certain things doesn't mean that you're an intolerant person. You're just choosing your right not to be a part of something. Everybody has a right not to be a part of something. You're not going to see me in a mosh pit. Does that mean I'm intolerant to mosh pitters? No. It's just not my thing. Let live. Live and let live. Is that the saying? Um, I just man, I just can't get into those kind of debates with people. I don't have the energy, the mental energy for any of those agendas. Um, Honestly, to be perfectly honest with you, I just want to live my life in peace. That's it. And if someone needs help and I have the ability to help them, I want to be able to help them. Someone's having a bad day, I don't care what their lifestyle is. I don't give a flip. They're having a bad day. I just want to be able to put a smile on their face. Um, I have such a hard time connecting with people as it is. I don't need anything extra making it hard on me. And if there's negative energy around me, I have to get rid of it because it disturbs my spirit and it makes me uneasy, and I cause myself anxiety, because no one can cause you to do things. You allow people to make your decisions, and you allow people to affect how you feel. You have control over your feelings. That is the one thing I had to learn through therapy, is I actually do and can control how I feel, or how I allow someone to affect me. I can choose if I'm going to be angry for weeks on end, or I can allow myself to be angry for a certain amount of time and then find a way to stop it, and choose not to no longer allow a person to affect me in a certain way. And I can choose to take that energy and discard it and throw it away and go on with my day. I can choose happiness. I can choose to be positive. I can choose to look at those things that are beautiful in this world. I can choose to bring positivity into a negative situation if there's an availability there and a door open. Now, there are going to be times when you're going to hit a brick wall and you're going to have to choose to walk away. But that's the awesomeness of it, is you can choose to walk away if you have to walk away. And that's the point I'm at. And with my autism, I can choose to not wear a mask and be okay in my own skin and be okay with who I am and accept the things that are a challenge for me and give myself grace and give myself encouragement. Celebrate the days when I can conquer those challenges, but love on myself and forgive myself when I fall short. One of the areas where I significantly fall short in is eye contact. Whether it be on camera or in person, my eyes are all over the place. The only time I can have intense focus on something with my eye contact is if I'm doing something that interests me. And it's not, and it's an activity like crocheting or something like that. Or if I'm working with numbers, I can severely focus on a computer screen when I'm working with numbers. But it could be a video that I'm watching that's within my special interest, and I won't be able to keep my focus on that video, and I'll have to rewind a lot. A lot of that too is my severe ADHD, by the way. Because not just be autistic. Let's just throw some ADHD in there as well. Let's make this extra special. So I can have half-done projects all through the house, and I've worked really hard not to do that. So like, one of my really, really horrible habits was like, I'd have a wash in the washing machine washing, a load in the dryer that's dry, that's not been taken out, a dry, clean load in the basket that hasn't been folded, or it's been folded but not put away. So to stop that chaos, I do one load at a time all the way completely through. I don't put a new load in the washer until the dryer is empty. And I've had to do that. Otherwise, laundry just is never done. It's always in a continuous cycle of chaos. Anyway, I have talked long enough. So that's your autism segment. I don't know when I'll do another one. I'm very random. And I'll do this as a premiere. And that way I can chat with you guys today in the chat. And I'm thinking about going live next week. I don't know when just yet. I think what I'll do is I'll set up the live and have an announcement on my Facebook homepage by Sunday night, so that you guys have some kind of notice. And I'll really try really hard to stick to it. I'll try my best. I've had several of you reaching out to me saying that you're missing my weekly lives, um, especially when I talk about autism, and and of course, obviously, I talk about crochet too, because and some of my other special interests I talk about in my lives, because that's part of having autism, is you like to share your special interests with people. But I want to say I appreciate you. I appreciate each and every one of you guys that have reached out. And now that my son is back in school, I can probably do at least 1 or 2 lives a month. I'll make it a goal to at least do one. And if like live, where I'm actually live on video and keeping up with the chat. Um, and then I'll another one of my goals is to do a couple of premieres like this one, where you guys get to watch the video and listen, and we're chatting with each other through live chat, where I can focus on what's being said in live chat. I'm not having to do both. So we'll just play it by ear, you guys. So nothing big and huge planned as far as the future of this channel, except for what you're getting now. Um, yeah, I'm still not planning to monetize. Um, I've had people say, you really should. Okay, so here it is, you guys. If I'm monetized, there's a lot of things you have to do to stay monetized. And I don't know if I can do them. If by some weird chance all of a sudden I reach 4,000 watch hours, maybe I'll try it. I don't know. I just don't know if I can meet the expectations and the requirements of monetization and keep it up. Because I mean, you have to keep up your watch hours once you get monetized. And so I don't know. I just, you guys, I know so many of you guys are telling me that, they're making money off me anyway. I might as well get something a little back. And I totally get that mind frame, and that I do. I see that point of view. Part of monetization also is aggressively growing your channel. I'm not aggressively growing my channel. I don't know how to explain it to you guys any other way than I have. But I do appreciate all the love and all the advice and concern, because you guys wouldn't be having these conversations with me if you weren't if you didn't have my well-being and my best interest in mind. So I want to acknowledge that, and I want you to know that I appreciate that, and I'll keep it in the back of my mind. Whatever happens with my channel, I want it to be 100% organic, meaning that it just happened naturally. Does that make any sense? I don't know if I'm making sense. Let me know if I'm making sense. And the channel will be whatever the channel grows into, but by naturally through people wanting to view, I guess. So yeah, nothing huge future plans pushing a channel in any way except for just for us to be here. Just for us to be here and hang out. And share life with each other. And every once in a while, I'll get to do a fun giveaway and love on y'all. Pretty much. But I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me for the last 40 minutes. And you guys take care of yourselves. And hopefully, I'll see you guys on a live next week. Cross all your fingers and toes, okay? And we'll see if I can't make it happen. Until then, y'all take care of each other and be kind. Show each other kindness and show someone some encouragement and love on somebody today. And as always, don't stress about the small stuff. Don't stress about pleasing everybody, but you can't, because you can't. Always remember, dare to be you, dare to be different. Love from Montana. Mwah. Bye, everybody.